I'm sorry, but if you're black, you're not country. I don't care. Like, and I wish I meant that in the nicest way. But, like, babe, I know you were raised in the country, or your grandparents were, I guess, your great-granny and grandpas, but they was picking, okay? They wasn't planting. Just keep that in mind. They wasn't making money. They was getting sold for money. You ain't country. Boots and a motherfucking jeans and a cutoff to a frat party. Huh? No.
So not too long ago, Beyonce released her country album called Cowboy Carter, and the album has been doing pretty well. But since the album release, some white people have lost their freaking minds, because how dare a black person sing country music, right? Even though country music was invented by black people. But, you know, that's not a fact that white people like to hear very much. But facts don't care about anybody's feelings, okay? So Beyonce, as a black person, as a black woman, have every right to sing country music if she wants to, because her people invented that ish. And also the fact that Beyonce is from Texas. So yeah. Enough said. Now back to the Rate to the Cyst EA at the beginning of this video, who single-handedly high chance destroyed her chance of becoming a nurse and any other future job prospects, because she decided to pick being a Rate to the Cyst over having a nice profitable career and a secured future. A round of applause, somebody, for this very brilliant EA we're seeing on the screen right now. For those of us wondering, her name is Asa Blanton, and she's a nursing major at the Indiana State University. And this video she made is presently making the rounds on TikTok for obvious reasons.
It is 2024 and people still act like they don't know what a digital footprint is. They still act like they don't know that what they put on the internet, it's not going nowhere. It's going to be here forever. People be on here saying the most craziest things, acting like, you know, it's not going to come back to haunt them. Whether it was 10 years ago or something current, this stuff is going to be brought up again. It's really crazy how some of these are really losing their mind, all because Beyonce made some country music. If you continue to watch the full video, this is a student. I believe they said she's at Indiana State University and she's a nursing major. You're going to lose all of that. Once this gets the attention that it needs to get and people really start spreading this and it gets back to the university, they're going to have no choice but to handle it in some way. You're going to get kicked out of school. You know, imagine you becoming a nurse, you know, somebody that's supposed to treat people of all colors, all races, all ethnicities and stuff like that. But you have that type of hatred towards black folks. That's crazy. Not only is the internet exposing the but it's also showing just how stupid they are. Because even if this is how you felt towards black people, why in the hell would you come on the internet and say this? That don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, Rate to the Season makes palm-colored folks very stupid and ignorant, because you would think that at least someone who is training to be a nurse would be smart enough to know that even if they hold this kind of belief, this is not something that they should be admitting to online. You would think that's something that they would just inherently know, especially with the times we live in. It's 2024, for goodness sake, that they should probably not let people know that they hold this belief. You would think that they'll be smart enough to know that. You would think they'll be smart enough to know that all the time we're living now, you could basically be throwing your entire life away. No, it's not you could. You would basically be throwing your entire life away, your future away, your dreams away, everything you had thought you would want to be away if you come online and say something like that. But no, because they are basking in the insanity of Rate to the Season, like their lives depends on it. Common sense, where? They can't find it. But anyway, Anyways, the Indiana State University did release a statement after her video surfaced, right? They said, as stated in our university mission statement, Indiana State University has a long history of valuing diversity and inclusiveness on our campus. We are aware and continue to monitor the situation involving comments published online by an Indiana State University student. The student's comments do not align with our institutional values. We reaffirm our commitment to fostering an inclusive environment. Indiana State University takes incidents of this nature seriously and is committed to ensuring a welcoming environment for everyone. Me, I don't know, with all this many English that they are speaking, they want to monitor, they are monitoring. What are you monitoring, Bawo? The video is already out there. What else is there to monitor? Are we monitoring spirits of the 21st century? Because do the needful and don't waste people's time. This is why I don't get about this establishment. When something goes down and we can all see what happened, there is video evidence, but they will still say they are investigating and re-investigating and monitoring. What are you monitoring? What are you investigating? We all saw what went down. Do what you need to do so we can move to the next. I beg. Their matter they tell me sometimes and I feel like this is how they do now. Before people have forgotten what went down, then until we'll still be able to fly under the radar and continue to live like nothing happened. Anyways, we'll continue to see what happens. The university has given their statement, and personally, I don't feel bad for this young lady and whatever it is that is going to happen with her career and whatever, because she basically brought this on herself. I'm not going to feel bad for someone who decides to on their own ruin their own life. Like, she could just not be a racist. She could be a good person. It's not a difficult thing to do, but since she chose to be the opposite of that, I hope she enjoys everything that comes with the side that she chose. That's all I'm going to say. I don't feel bad for this person. She's a grown ASS woman. This is not a child. This is not someone that we can say don't know what she's doing. No, no excuses. There's this is a grown person. And very quickly, before I end this video, I want to say I find it very interesting how these people can and do come into Black culture, make music from genres that were created by Black people. Hell, if we want to even get to the bottom of all of this ish, all the genres were created by Black people, but conversation for another day. It's crazy how they can and do make music from Black cultures and profit off of this music, right? But you don't hear and or see Black people talking about how, oh, you can't make so and so kind of music because you're a white person. You don't see Black people just being crazy on the internet telling people to stay out. Like, we freaking have people like Eminem and the rest of them white rappers. You don't see Black people talking about, oh, if you're a white person you can't rap because rap music was created by Black people. But somehow in their heads that they believe that they created country music, which they really didn't, but let's just say they did for the sake of argument, right? That in their heads, Black people cannot do the same that they do with Black cultures and Black music. And this is the same group of people you would find online crying, talking about how cultures are meant to be shared, when people start talking about how they need to start gatekeeping their cultures because they are infiltrating hard and starting to claim certain aspects of their cultures as theirs, like they are presently doing with the topic of today, country music. And also when people start calling them out for appropriating their cultures and profiting off their cultures. But here they are on the same internet where they talk about how cultures are meant to be shared. There they are, or here they are rather, trying to gatekeep country music, something that they did not even create. Somehow now, because in their heads they think country music is there, somehow it's okay to gatekeep and want to keep country music white. They get it now. I mean, it's stolen culture, but they get it somehow because it is their ish, right? They don't want anybody coming in. But when it's other people's cultures, all of a sudden it's supposed to be okay for them to come in and talk about how cultures is meant to be shared. The hypocrisy is sending me. And the fact that country music isn't even theirs because they did not create it makes the entire situation 100 million times worse. That's all I have to say for this video. Do let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are. And of course, as always, I would see you guys in the next one.
People are hearing the album, but they're not listening to it. Like, they're hearing the sounds and they're enjoying like the sonic composition, but they're not listening to the actual message. And I've literally made notes. Let's start with American Requiem. Let's start with the meaning of Requiem. It's a mass, like paying of homage and respect to the dead. And when I first realized what this meant, because I was like, this sounds like a hymn, this sounds like gospel, this sounds like church. I also think it's her saying respectfully to all of the people that said that Black people don't do music, I'm gonna shut it down and I'm gonna assassinate you with a pen. I thought maybe she was paying respect to all of the dead Black Americans that came before her that contributed to country music. But then as we listen throughout the whole album, we realize that the album is not only an allegory for Black people's presence and contribution to country music and country music's origin, but also Black people's contribution to America as a country as it exists today. This album is full of double entendres. Let's stick with American Requiem. She says, we'll be the one to purify our father's sins. I don't think she's talking about Matthew Knowles. I think she's talking about the forefathers of America, and the sins that she's referring to is the mass unaliving of Indigenous and Black people, as well as the transatlantic slave trade. And this is confirmed in Yaya, where she says, whole lot of red in that white and blue. And I think while she's referring to the American flag, she's using that as a metaphor for blood. Specifically the blood of the people that were exploited to build America. The last example I'm going to share is in Amen, when she says, these statues were beautiful, but they were liars of stone. And I think she could either be referring to the Statue of Liberty. As we know, there are Black people and brown people in America that do not have the liberties or civil liberties that white people have. But I also think it could be referring to the number of Confederate statues that exist in America today. And these Confederate statues were erected 50 to 100 years after the Civil War. And there are literally, I think, 830 of them. They're currently being tallied, and there are conversations about having them removed. Literally happening right now. So it really frustrates me when people say that there isn't a story behind this, because what Beyonce is doing is using music as a vehicle to speak about contributing to a system that benefits from those contributions but does not recognize them. And this has like a double meaning for both country music in general and for America as a country.